Yeah.
No. Good morning. I come to you as the son of Reverend Jesse Jackson and the son of Jacqueline Jackson, and I'd like to give a very special thank you. We have an attitude of gratitude. This city has given us so much. This nation has given us so much. Indeed, the world. And my father poured all that he had, his full measure, into this country, into this city. So first of all, thank you, Chicago. This is where my father was planted. This is where he called home. For the millions of people that have given my father prayers, we are grateful. My father's lived a long life, and the words that he shared with me constantly in this latter part of his life is to remind people that he was a long-distance runner.
Jonathan.
He ran the full measure of the race, and now this mantle of standing up for freedom, standing up for dignity, standing up for those that have been marginalized is now passed on, not to be inherited by a person, but to be taken over and taken up by another generation. It's a continuous fight as we see the rollbacks of our rights that he's fought so hard for are now being challenged. He will continue to fight. And in that spirit, I can hear the ancestors of old saying, before I'd be a slave, I would be buried in my grave and go on to be with my Lord.
Yes.
My father comes up from the Jim Crow South.
Yes.
In his lifetime, he was arrested trying to visit a public library. My father grew up in a part of the country where there were segregated water fountains and segregated graveyards. So let's not measure the man by where he ended, but think about where he had to start. And he's a transformative figure. And most of all, I come to you just simply as a son. I've had to try to fix my language in the last day. I caught myself yesterday saying my parents, and now I have to say my parent.
Mama, come on, boy. Come on.
So I thank God for 60 years of being able to have both parents. Thank God that he is now resting in the arms of a very beneficent and loving God. And I thank God for all of you that have prayed for my father and giving him a gracious and a long life. And I thank him for being a champion runner for justice.
Thank you. My sister Ashley will address now.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Just want to say thank you so much for your prayers. It's been obviously a challenge, but I think we all feel the magnitude of this loss, but also the magnitude of a life well lived. And it's such an honor to be standing up here with my siblings and just thank all of you deeply from the bottom of our hearts for the love and support you've given our family at this time, and we share our love with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me begin by expressing our appreciation to everyone who's gathered today. I want to acknowledge the absence of my little sister, our little sister, Jackie Jackson, who would love to have been with us today, but she will be back in Chicago in the not-too-distant future. I'm particularly proud of my siblings who, under these circumstances, have risen to the occasion of sharing with everyone exactly who our father is. Over the next week and a half or so, you will learn a lot more about the intimate nature and relationship that we all have with one of the most extraordinary human beings who's ever lived. With that said, I think the task of the business of going forward is in small measure going to fall largely on Yusef and in small measure on me. Dad believed that funerals were not for the dearly departed. He believed funerals were for the living. He believed that they were great gathering meetings. And no two lives in human history will have the same number of people attending their funerals, or the same people will be at their funerals, because your friends ain't my friends ain't your friends. We don't know the same people. You don't know the same people that I know. Do not bring your politics out of respect to Reverend Jesse Jackson and the life that he lived to these homegoing services. Come respectful and come to say thank you. But these homegoing services are welcome to all, Democrat, Republican, liberal, and conservative, right wing, left wing, because his life is broad enough to cover the full spectrum of what it means to be an American. We only ask people to come and be respectful in the context of the extraordinary life that he lived. Dad would have wanted us to have a great meeting to discuss our differences, to find ways of moving forward and moving together. And if his life becomes a turning point in our national political discourse, amen. Amen. And so, Dad's homegoing services, which are difficult for all of us to accept, are just that: a national and international gathering and meeting of people, and people, most importantly, from our community, who uplifted him and put him on a perch that allowed him to share a vision with the world and to share a vision with all people. And so the business, again, funerals are not for those of you who have an opinion. The people who are coming to pay their respects to Jesse Jackson ain't coming to your funeral. They're coming to his funeral because of the life that he lived, and because of the phone calls that he made, and because of the lives that he changed, and because of the people that he touched. And so when people say, I'm coming to speak or to be present and to pay my final respects to Jesse Jackson, we ask all to respect that, because that was the life that is Jesse Jackson. My brothers and sisters are due a level of congratulations for the caregiving that each of them have provided over the course of Dad's illness. Caregivers in the United States are an unrecognized commodity in the United States that are not covered by any health care program in this nation. Each of us in our own way have come to appreciate that the $550 billion to $625 billion a year that those of us who have to change our careers, change our lives because we simply don't want to turn our loved ones over to just any nobody, is a factor in our nation's health care debate. And so I'm hoping that Congressman Jonathan Jackson will look at caregiving through his service in the Congress of the United States and find creative ways to do something about that. With that said, let me just conclude on this point.
Jonathan's over there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Look over there.
Yeah, any expansion of the Affordable Care Act will include vision, because I can't see the way I used to see. Jonathan's over here. Jeez. My apologies. I'm particularly proud of the work that they did, the labor that they put in. I was there at 12:35 a.m. when Dad took his last breath. At 12:37, I said, Mom, Dad is not breathing. She didn't believe it. She said, go on back, tell him he'll go back to sleep. Tell him to wake up in a couple of hours. No, Dad's gone, Mom. Mom got up and began calling everyone and notifying the world. His last breath is not his last breath.
My.
Each of us in our own way, shape, and form. If you're a woman in journalism, in large measure, it was Jesse Jackson who helped knock down that door.
Yeah.
I remember when Chicago only had Fahey Flynn, Joel Daley, Floyd Calvert,
Walter Jacobson.
Walter Jacobson. Jesse Jackson helped challenge ABC, CBS, NBC, and the majors to expand the industry to include women and to include women of color. And when I think about some of the great national TV hosts and the fact that African Americans have been anchor persons, Jesse Jackson helped knock down those doors. When I think about black McDonald's owners and Burger King owners and black car dealerships and those who become Pepsi franchise owners and Coca-Cola owners, when I think about the expansion of the Voting Rights Act from 1965 to the present, and the 62 African Americans who presently serve in the Congress of the United States, and the half-dozen United States senators, some of whom just got there. It was Jesse Jackson who went to Reagan. It was Jesse Jackson who went to subsequent presidents and asked for the extension of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. And so we expect a grand meeting of people who are beneficiaries of the life and the work of Jesse Jackson. We expect it from the far right, and they are welcome if they come respectfully. And we expect it from the far left. Honor Mrs. Jesse Jackson. This is her request. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
From the mic, Alex.
Thank you. We'll take questions.